Because this look has so much movement, I did pre-curl. And here, because we are doing a bump with this boho look, in section 4, which is the crown, I'm going to do a few layers of crimping. And as you notice, the crimping section gets narrower and narrower because we want it wider at the top and then not too wide at the back. Now I am just curling the ends of what was crimped. In section 1, which is always the front, it can be different. The client doesn't always see it in the photo, so your options are varied. So have a discussion about that. And just curling the ends here of section 1. So sectioning out section 1, 2 and 3 are the sides. Now here I went really deep because we're going to draw back a lot of hair for a lot of movement. In section 4, which is the crown, take small slices and tease at the base. You can add products or powder or whatever you need in this area. And we want to create a nice bump, just fullness. It's not one of those flat boho looks, but something that's more full. So sectioning out section 4, we're going to just clip that out of the way. And now I'm going to do a series of small track ponytails is what I call them. And these track ponytails will go down the whole head and kind of link together and create lots of great volume. And any place there's an elastic, you can pin into it. I'm getting some more fullness. And I'm going to split these ponytails and then capture a little bit from the back. You see that? Just capture, and that will hold the design in place right at that area where the hair is growing out from the scalp. And always adding volume in every way that I can. So taking the other part of that ponytail on the right, just adding some more elastics that can be used to pin into. And so now you have a beautiful track, and we're going to bring down section 4, the crown, and I'm going to split this into 2. I'm going to split it into 2 ponytails. You want to discuss the level of height and fullness. Don't part it, just pull it apart. You don't want parting to show, so I did not part this, just pulled it apart. So there's the 2 elastics in the crown, and do more pinching on both sides, deciding whether to just pin down or twist. Now this is a really beautiful secure trick, is feeding those through one another. And as you see, the design is just taking shape as it goes. So 2 bobby pins, make sure you lock them together. And now it's a matter of just building the crown. Some brides want a higher look, and it's a little bit more formal. It's a boho look, but it gives you a formal look. So just continuing to build at the base of this crown. And as we work in each section, you can spray and clean as I go. So I'm still in section 5, which is the back. 2 and 3 are the sides. And by adding in the ponytails, you have the ability to twist and pinch and pull, and then just hooking these ponytails together. So no pins really are on the head. So it's a very comfortable look, and you could do it with heavy hair And you could do it with very long hair, just as follow those ponytails and all those tricks down the length of the hair. So continuing to just take bits and pieces and keeping the fullness up here in the crown so that there's just some really pretty movement. Clipping all the ends out of the way because I'm still working on the track in the back, and just continuing to build that, adding in the ponytails. Some of the pieces are not in the ponytail, some of them are just hanging underneath loose. Everything does not have to be in a ponytail. Now taking out section 2, which is left side, and section 3, which is the right side, just continuing to build and bring back. Now I'm adding this up and balancing out the crown. Taking a topsy tail, you want to know where your ends are going to be. That's the most important piece, is bringing those ends through, thinking about where those ends need to go. So doing a little sewing technique to pin that in at the crown. Little bits of hairpins help hold, but you can see it's not all pinned. It doesn't have to be because it's up high and the sections are small and lightweight. Using your silver clips really helps to get a lot more fullness. Just continue to pinch and pull and getting a lot of volume. So where the weight of that piece is, I just pinned it right near the elastic again. So section 3 on the right side, just looking from the front and working with the guest, you know, how much movement, how much dip, you know, continuing to just work with the density of the hair that you have. But see how these elastics allow for such amazing texture. And these looks are way more high-end looking, is what I say, than just kind of the flatter boho looks. They might take a little bit longer, but you can definitely get more money for these. I would save these looks for the bride and do your quicker updos for the rest of the party. She always needs to stand out and be special. So looking at my pieces and just, you know, I texturize and shape each section, thinking about where I want some ends to go. So it's always where do you want your ends, and then working on that side piece. You'll see that I pin it up later on. Taking down my little bits so I can see all the hair that I have to work with, and then I will balance out the ends of section 1 here, and that the fringe from section 1 will balance out the fringe that has just been released. I'm going to flip these over here at the very bottom, pinch and pull, and then there will be a final look at everything. And this side I forgot to pin up before, so just getting this up so it matches the other side. And there's a beautiful loose boho look with a bump, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.